I'm Mark Stewart from Hometowns and Heroes, and today we're at Skyline Regional Park here in Buckeye, Arizona, one of the fastest growing communities in the West. And this is the perfect place to introduce to you some of the hometown heroes that have been featured on DirecTV, giving more of themselves, making this a better country. And to start off the show, let's meet Rebecca Blackwell.
Welcome to Hometowns and Heroes. We're in Aztec, New Mexico. This is the site of our new addition. Mark Stewart and Rebecca Blackwell. We're here. We're getting familiar with what they have to offer to all you people that want to see a great World Heritage site right here, the ancient ruins of Aztec. We'll take you there. We'll meet our hometown hero. We're also going to visit in the town the Aztec Museum, and I think you'll really enjoy that. You will see the Pioneer Village, what they've put together, even on the inside, all of the furnishings and everything in the little cabins. It's just unbelievable the work they've done here. It's a great place to come. It's in the Four Corners. It's not far from Durango. It's near Farmington. It's right here in the middle of it all. And it's a great place to stay, too, at the Presidential Inn and Suites. So we invite you to be staying tuned for this show. I know you'll enjoy it, and you're going to want to come to Aztec, New Mexico. The city of Aztec, New Mexico recently voted in a new mayor. His name is Mayor Snover. And because he is busy upgrading and working above and beyond to improve and implement new North Main project plans for the city of Aztec, we have nominated him our hometown hero for this visit to Aztec, New Mexico. Mayor Snover is 48 years old and is originally from upstate New York. He has had an illustrious military career background, having been deployed 4 times to the Mediterranean and Arabian Gulf, participating in Desert Shield and Desert Storm. On his move to Aztec, Mayor Snover went to work as a teacher and an instructor for the Army JROTC from 2012 to 2013. Moving away for a couple years, but loving Aztec, made the move back again, and he continued teaching JROTC and has now instructed JROTC for 7 years in the public school system. Married for 20 years to Camellia, they have 4 children and a new 7-month-old grandson. Mayor Snover is working hard and loves his adopted home of Aztec, New Mexico.
My name is Mayor Snover. I'm the newly appointed mayor of Aztec, New Mexico, and we are standing in the middle of Aztec Ruins National Monument right here in downtown Aztec, New Mexico. If you haven't been to Aztec before, I encourage you to stop by and take more than just a couple of minutes to drive through. This is just one of the many things that Aztec has to offer here with this UNESCO World Heritage Site right here in town. We have the beautiful Animas River running right through that bisects downtown Aztec. There's a fairly new pedestrian bridge that is tying the National Monument to our proposed North Main extension that will tie our downtown region into the National Park area and pull more people into the downtown area and our East Arterial bypass to pull some of the heavier truck traffic and make downtown a little bit more safe and a little bit more tourist friendly. Aztec dates back to the late 19th century into the late 1800s, 1890s. We're a town of approximately 6,800 people, and the saying goes, 6 old sore heads. We're a vast land of natural cultural heritage, great outdoor activities. I mentioned the river that comes through that's being developed for float trips. We have more than 400 arches in the county area, but about 15 to 20 that are within minutes of any of the side roads and BLM roads in the Aztec area. Alien mountain bike trail system is about 5 miles north of town heading towards Durango. There's just so many different opportunities, whether your interest is fly fishing, regular bait and tackle fishing, water sports, mountain biking, trail running, any kind of outdoor pursuit you can think of. Off-road vehicle enthusiasts love to take their vehicles out on some of the BLM land, and of course the national park that we have here in town, and within an hour here there's Chaco Culture, also another UNESCO World Heritage Site. And now what I'd like to do is bring in and turn this over to our Community Development Director Steven Saavedra.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Aztec. My name is Steven Saavedra and I'm the city planner for the city of Aztec. As we stand, we're in Aztec's National Monument. And not only does it connect Chaco Canyon and Mesa Verde, but it also connects the rest of the city. So right now the city of Aztec is working on a few different projects. One of them is the North Main Extension. And what that is a development project to encompass walkability, the outdoor recreation lifestyle, farmers markets, and then also retail and restaurants. And it overlooks the Animas River. So the city of Aztec has already put in place pedestrian bridges to cross the river. And once you cross that river, you're going to find the North Main development. Shortly after that, you're going to find our historic downtown. Historic downtown dates back to the early 1800s. Old buildings are in the same exact shape. Well, actually, I take that back. They're in a lot better condition because some have been remodeled. But you'll find the exterior of the buildings in the same condition that they were from the early 1900s. So what Aztec has also noticed is that because we are in what you call the gas industry, we're an oil and gas economy. But as a result of that, we have some heavy truck traffic that pass right through our downtown. So in order to preserve those historic buildings and to create a more walkable, tourist, and just overall pleasant environment, the city is working on what they call an arterial route to just divert those large truck traffics out of downtown to preserve those buildings. And so what we have is the arterial, the historic downtown, the North Main development, and the Aztec National Monument all coming together. A lot of individuals mistakenly think that this is Aztec from Mexico, Aztecs. And unfortunately or fortunately, it is not the case. There has been some misrepresentation. They're in fact just Puebloans that were here, and somehow there was a mistake made where they believed that Aztecs from Mexico came to Aztec, New Mexico, and that is not the case.
You know, whenever I'm in town, I like to find a good microbrewery. And the mayor, Victor, he told me about 550 Brewing Company, and he is spot on.
The Presidential Inn and Suites. It's new, it's wonderful, it's comfortable. Today we are going to meet the general manager. We'll be introducing her in a few minutes, but it's the place to stay in Aztec.
My name is Teresa Bailey. I'm the general manager of the Presidential Inn and Suites here in Aztec, New Mexico. We are minutes from downtown where you can enjoy the Pioneer Village and San Juan County Historical Society. In addition, we have amenities of a 5-star hotel at rates of a 3-star hotel. In addition to our great hotel, we are just minutes away from Aztec Ruins, World Heritage Site, and also the quality waters of the San Juan River. So come enjoy our fishing as well.
The Presidential Inn and Suites is a perfect spot for your stay in Aztec, New Mexico. Here is a close look at the Presidential Inn and Suites. The hotel welcomes you at check-in, and your pets too. The spacious rooms have microwave, mini refrigerator, flat screen TV, wonderful beds. The Queen Suite features a full wet bar, microwave, mini refrigerator, flat screen TV, and a large desk area. A partition dividing the couch and coffee table from the bedroom setting. Especially inviting is its outdoor pool and jacuzzi. The fire pit glowing at night. A gazebo with barbecue table and chairs. You can have a workout in its fitness center or keep up with business at the business center. Complimentary hot breakfast starts your day with a selection of sausage and eggs, biscuits and gravy, hot coffee, and more. Gather for an event or a meeting in its meeting room. Plan a beautiful wedding setting at the Presidential Inn and Suites.
Check us out on TripAdvisor and our reviews, and we look forward to having you with us.
Hi, I'm Dale Anderson, the president of the Aztec Museum Association. The Aztec Museum is about 50 years old, and it was put together by volunteers in the community to really connect Aztec ruins, which is less than a mile from here, the history there with the history in this community. We're standing in the Pioneer Room, which gives people an experience of how it was to live in the American West at the turn of the century. The type of house utensils, the type of music that you had, the availability of culture outside of this community was very limited. This community, Aztec, was established in the late 1800s as a farming community to supply apples, corn, beef, pigs, hogs, sheep to the miners up north of here in Durango and Telluride. So it was really an agricultural-based community. At one point, this county, in the early 1800s, reached from here to California. San Juan County went all the way across. Well, I'm going to take you on a little tour. This is called the Pioneer Room, and we're going to move downstairs and kind of a historical tour of this community and tie it into Aztec ruins, which you'll see later in this production. One of the ways you really can tell where a society has grown and changed is through their art and their architecture. And we were really lucky back in the year 800, 900, 1000, 1100, that the people began to use pottery, and it's really their artwork. It represents their art in their society. You're going to later look at Aztec ruins, you're going to see their architecture. But if you look over here in this pottery, you can see how it's developed. When you get down into here, these are ceremonial pottery.
Right.
So you get a sense.
They were still functional, but they were decorated.
If you come in here, you can get a real good idea of what's happened. But the cultures, when the Spanish came, it had all changed. The Anasazi people had moved from the Four Corners and have gone south. They were living along the Rio Grande, out at Zuni, out at Hopi. And they were replaced by another group of people who moved down from northern Canada. And you can see some of their weavings over here. We talk about the Apache, we talk about the Jicarilla Apache, we talk about the Navajo people. They're all Athabascan speaking people that wandered here in about 1350, 1400. When they wandered into the Four Corners, this area, they brought a different culture into the Four Corners. They replaced the Anasazi people, they replaced that culture with a northern culture that came out of Alaska and northern Canada. So when you talk about the Apache, you talk about the Navajo, you're talking about the same cultural people who moved in after the Anasazi left. This is a very unusual item in the Aztec Museum collection. This is a hand-carved, 18-foot across display, that cyclorama that shows the Four Corners and the activities in the Four Corners area. It came from Sedona and was later moved to the east and lost until someone recovered it and called this museum 4 years ago and said, "Would you like it?" And our board of directors said, "Yes, we'd like it." And it took us 2 years to put it together.
I spend my days in New Mexico, where the mountains touch the sun. I spend my days in New Mexico, where you and nature can be one. Arizona, you're the magic in me. Arizona, you're the lifeblood of me. Someone is waiting with a love that never fails, waiting patiently just to welcome me far out on that Utah trail.
This is probably one of the most important folk art pieces in the collection. It brings together the real importance of the Aztec Museum and the Aztec ruins. It shows how we fit in our key part of the Four Corners country of Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico and Utah.
Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above.
Transportation was really important in the Four Corners area. We were isolated from the rest of the United States year after year after year. It was kind of like a little pocket of people who didn't belong in California, who didn't belong in Oklahoma, who didn't belong in Kansas or Colorado or Utah or Arizona. What happened was the roads were so difficult to transport yourself in and to move goods in and out that something had to change. And what that change was the Ford Motor Companies and its Model TT trucks. This truck is a 1-ton, 2-speed axle, 4-cylinder, 38 horsepower engine that can go over the Rocky Mountains. It's a little slow, but it'll get you there. You're in the main part of Pioneer Village. Pioneer Village is a series of structures that were either moved here historically or rebuilt to represent a commercial or educational or medical facility the way it was at the turn of the century. Each of the buildings are outfitted and staged with materials from the period. So you go to the doctor's office, you're going to see a doctor's office and the type of instruments that he used and the type of tables they used there. You go to a farmhouse and see how farmers lived back at the turn of the century. Or go to the blacksmith and see the type of tools that were used in order to build our communities in the early 1900s. There was no metal in the Four Corners area until the Spanish arrived. Here are all the tools that were necessary to work with metal to build the communities in the Four Corners after the Spanish arrived.
Well, we'd like to thank Dale for being such a gracious host, explaining to us the Aztec history from its very beginning, working its way up right to today. My personal feeling is that anyone coming to Aztec needs to stop by the Aztec Museum. It's a rewarding educational experience that everyone will enjoy.
Well, as they say here in Aztec, if you're an Aztec, you're going to be at the Aztec Restaurant for some down-home cooking. And join us now, and you're going to meet a wonderful person who's here, owner of Aztec Restaurant, Linda Gale. So let's join the crowd and meet Linda Gale, the owner, at the Aztec Restaurant.
Hi, I'm Linda. I'm here at the Aztec Restaurant in Aztec, New Mexico. We're up in the Four Corners area. We have lots to do around here. We have the Aztec ruins. There's the Navajo Dam and Lake just about 20 minutes north of us. We have lots of fishermen come in. The river out there is world famous for fly fishing, and they have some pretty good fish come out of there. We have celebrities that come down here and go fishing all the time. A restaurant that serves a full menu all day long. You can have breakfast at 8 o'clock at night if you want to, or if you want to come in and have enchiladas at 8 o'clock in the morning, well, we'll do that too. This is just a down-home friendly place. We have people come in 2 or 3 times a day, eat all 3 meals here. If you're anybody, you're at Aztec Restaurant. We have a big Sunday group that comes in after church on Sundays. All of them get together and have their little social hour after church, and we're open for parties. If you want to come in, we don't need advance notice, but it's nice if you can do that. We serve anything from bacon and eggs to, we have a few fish dinners, but mostly it's just down-home cooking. We serve enchiladas, chicken fried steak, hot beef sandwich. We're open 7 days a week. We only close Christmas Day and Thanksgiving Day. And we're open from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. during the summer, and during the winter we're only open till 8 p.m. because after dark everybody wants to go home. So if you're in this area, you need to stop here at Aztec Restaurant. That's the place to be. Anybody comes here to eat or even just have coffee and hang out. We have live music on Friday nights and dancing. So there's lots to do here.
For dessert, a huge slice of chocolate cake, vanilla ice cream. Mmm.
I asked Stephen, is it true that space aliens landed here in Aztec?
I don't know if I should say this on camera, but there's mixed stories, and I still can't grapple. So supposedly the story goes very similar to Roswell, New Mexico. They saw aliens, they're crashed, and that's what kind of started this, hey, we have aliens too. And so hence you'll have the alien bike shop, the alien trails. Legend goes, you know, that area just over there is visited by aliens. So
I want you to know I bought some alien beer in town.
Did you? Awesome.
Sierra Blanca Alien Amber Ale is actually very smooth, no bitter hop taste. Some say it's out of this world, but I'm looking for someone who's actually seen the space aliens, and I found them.
We wouldn't know further from here to the middle of the street from it. Had no idea what it was. Yours was pretty bad.
I imagine so.
My brother was driving. He said, we better get the hell out of here. He was sitting up there in the air, and it, you know, was quivering. The lights on it was quivering. And he just come over here and was about it. And here we got the middle of that street from it. But he just sat there, and the lights right down like that.
Oh, and then it went up? It went up?
A half-mile up the road from breakfast, we head up to Navajo Lake. It's a beautiful drive, and it's been reported that space aliens were right along this route. It's about 17 miles before you cross the San Juan River and get to Abe's place. They have you covered for eating, sleeping, and of course fishing. Just up the road is Floating Fish, but right now we're going to head up to Navajo Lake. The lake itself is a great fishery, with smallmouth bass, great northern pike, crappie, trout, channel catfish, and a great kokanee run. The dam, completed in 1962, is 400 feet high and over 1,200 feet long. And just below the dam is the quality water of the San Juan River. The water comes out of the dam around 40 degrees, so it's cold. With an abundance of food, you'll find thousands of quality trophy trout right here in the San Juan River. Well, enough about the talk. I'm going to head down to Floating Fish and talk with Ray and see how to catch these fish. As you walk through the doors of Floating Fish, you see that Ray is a real outdoorsman. He has everything that the fisherman needs, including top fishing guides. But right now, I need a fishing license.
That and that.
All right.
With my license, they do it all online, and he's been bragging about his typing skills, but we're getting through this here. We're going to get a 5-day license, and it's, how much is it?
It's $33.
$33. The 1-day license is $21. So, you know,
cheaper than a movie.
You gotta get a 5-day license if you're going to do it. So, I mean, 2 days would be $40-something. So you might as well get the 5-day package. I see you have 2 different areas to fish here. Can you explain the difference?
We've got a quality water. It's for the preservation of trophy trout. It's 4 miles right below the dam, and it's all strictly catch and release, single barbless hooks. People come from all over the world to fish here.
Now, people that come with barbs on their hooks, they have to file them off?
They just have to mash them down or file them off.
With the New Mexico rules, you can use more than one hook, or you can use barbs?
You can use 2 hooks is the most you can use. And down the regular water, yeah, you can use anything you want. Below 4 miles, you can fish bait, you can harvest 5 fish.
You know, I've heard from a couple guys that
the best way to do it is to come up and get a guide, and you know, the first day anyway, and you know, kind of learn how to do it, because it's kind of special fishing. You know?
It's kind of a unique place, you know, so it takes a certain technique, and the water's so cold coming out of the dam, that's why the insects are so small. So our flies are micro, and you know, the big fish, you know, eat thousands of those insects every day. But that's the thing on this river, the water's cold, the insects are really prolific, and it's just a challenge landing a big fish on a really small hook.
Now when you say really small, you mean like an 18 or a 20?
Like 24s, 26s, and even down to size 30s this time of year.
Wow, that is small.
It is small.
Well, why don't you show me a couple flies I should use today?
All right.
And we'll get going on that. You got enough flies here.
There's quite a few here for sure.
Do you tie some of them yourself?
I tie a lot. Yeah, I tie a lot. I sell so many flies I can't tie all of them, but I try to tie as many as I can.
Well, how long have you been here?
21 years.
21 years. So you know the match the hatch and all that?
Oh yeah, I try to anyway. And this is a stomach pump sample out of some fish. This is the size of the insects that we use every day. That's the flies we're trying, or the insect we're trying to imitate with the flies. Those little small white worms in there, right there, that's the tubiflex worm. They were this color when we took that sample. They kind of lose their color in the alcohol. It was blood red. That is one of the main fish foods in this river. They eat that insect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long.
Wow. When you come to fish the San Juan River, stop by Floating Fish and talk with Ray, and you'll know what's going on the river. This is the Texas Hole, probably the busiest spot on the river. I caught 2 fish here. And what's amazing, you can see these giant trout right beside your feet. No monsters for me, but I had a great time. I've got to say, you meet the nicest people fishing. This is Gary Johnson, Vietnam War veteran, avid hunter and fisherman, and now a good friend. He taught me how to fish with flies using ultralight spinning gear.
I would fish with a fly rod, except I got real bad rotator cuff. It's a peacock woolly with a gray hackle, with a yellow tail with multicolored flashaboo.
That gets them, huh?
Sometimes. And then this is the one I really have the most luck with. It's just copper body, black woolly, with a black tail and colored flashaboo.
And you make all your flies. Let's see all your flies. Boy, look at them all.
Oh, this isn't. This one here is one that I catch that's similar to what they use, only a lot bigger. Everybody says you can't catch them with them that big, but that's a number 12 hook with the elk hair wing on it.
I feel blessed to meet such a great fisherman, someone who goes out of his way to teach me how to be a better fisherman myself. I truly appreciate it. And I caught 7 fish that day. Even though Gary caught 15, I had a great day, and I know I'll be back again to the San Juan River. The San Juan River is known for more than just great fishing. This hard-working family produces world-class wines at the Wines of the San Juan.
We're making between 3,000 and 4,000 cases a year, and that's about almost 30 different wines.
Wow.
Okay, so you're looking at like there's 150 cases of that. Here's 75 cases of this. Our biggest seller is the Girls Are Meaner. Our wine will compete with any wine in the world. We enter competitions where the world is there. It's Joshua's artistic ability and his ability to do the details.
I'm Josh Arnold, winemaker for Wines of the San Juan. My mom and dad are David and Marcia Arnold, the owners of Wines of San Juan. We started this adventure in 2001. I personally started winemaking about 2007. Started doing a little bit of distributing for the family to get my hands into the business and learn how it runs and what our customer needs as far as liquor stores and traveling on the road, while at the same time doing some winemaking and helping my dad in the winery. Now I'm a full-time winemaker since about 2008. We're trying to make world-class wines. We're winning international awards every year. Our Cabernet winning a double gold just recently in the Finger Lakes in New York. So to make quality wine, it takes a lot of sweat and tears and, of course, lots of beer at the end of the day. Thanks for visiting.
If you like sweeter wines and you taste a dry wine, like a Chardonnay or a Sauv Blanc, when that hits your mouth, you're going to shudder because it's yucky to you. Okay, but if there's a little bit of sugar in there, it softens it, it rounds the corners, and a big grin is going to come on your face because this is nice.
Well, I came here to introduce our wines, some of our wines to you. They're created by our winemaker, Joshua Arnold. He's a very eclectic and particular young man making some gorgeous wines for all of us to enjoy. So I want to draw attention to the Girls Are Meaner. That's probably our top selling wine and the most expressed wine that we like to share with people. Come out and enjoy and stay the day for the afternoon. Bring a picnic. We do ship UPS to our customers, and I do ship every week to our friends. After a day of hiking or fishing, they can come and enjoy a glass of wine and maybe a piece of cheese, and music on Sundays.
The Wines of the San Juan is a special place for that special time. Many people are finding that this is the perfect place to begin the lifelong journey. So if you or someone you know is thinking about that special day, get in touch with the Wines of the San Juan.
We're open every day from 10 until 6, but we're closed on Tuesdays. That's the day that we go and deliver wine to our stores in the different parts of the state. And then on Sundays we open at noon. Music starting at 4. So everyone comes out a little early, gets their little spot. We set up tables and chairs, so we have plenty of arrangements for folks. Our big harvest festival is the last 2 days of the month of September. This year it's the 29th and 30th. It's a music, wine, and art festival. And it's a great venue for you to come out and enjoy the day, taste some wine, some New Mexico beers, and the great artists that we feature here are just very exceptional. Wines of the San Juan is just a short trip from Aztec, about 15 minutes, and we're on the way to Navajo Lake, right on 511. So if you're in the Four Corners, up in Durango, Bloomfield, Farmington, Aztec, even Albuquerque, come and visit. It'll be worth your trip.
And then if you want to see the old stuff around here, you can go to Chaco, which is a short drive, or Mesa Verde, and Durango and ride the train. There's a lot of things to do and see around here.
I'm Marcia. This is David. We're looking forward to your visit to the Wines of the San Juan. Thank you.
We loved everything about the Wines of the San Juan, and I know we'll be back again.
Here's to the Wines of the San Juan.
Well, thank you for being with us on Hometowns and Heroes. I hope you enjoyed the show just as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. And if you have a hero in your hometown, please let us know about him or them, and we'll see what we can do. Until then, let's make this world a better place.
I have to give a big shout out to all the folks over at the Glendale Cabela's, especially to Matt Brewer, my new fishing buddy Gary Johnson, and Raymond over at Floating Fish, and to all the folks in Aztec who made this a great show.
Join us again next time to hear another inspiring story featuring our next hometown hero. If you have a hero in your hometown, let's give him a hand.
Don't forget to subscribe.